friends, hello and welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. So today we're going to be talking about team builders. Are team builders still worth doing this time of the year? And of course, the answer is kind of yes and no. Yes and no, because it depends where you're at. You know, if you already have, let's say like 3 or 4 84 overall team builders kind of laying around, it's like, go ahead and finish it up and get to the 87. They're pretty solid. If you haven't built any at all, I would say completely avoid them, because we're kind of at this area here where it's important to note, it's still costing you 25 players. It's still costing you, essentially 25. What it came out to early in the year is about 150K. Let me make sure we're getting the right math going here. 150K. So there's your, so 25 times 5. So it's essentially 150K. Now you might be able to get a little bit cheaper. You might be able to get 125K, 135K. You average 150K for 187 overall. And what's important to note about that is, here there's a couple of things really. And this is why I say it depends where you're at. Because there, if you do have 3 or 4 84s or a couple untradables, and it is nice to do the first one, because if you already have a couple untradable 84s, maybe you say 3 of them, and then you're saying, well, now it's only like 50K, and it's almost like, well, it's kind of a, there's some nice cards out there for that price, and you can be like, okay, whatever. But if we're looking at the 87s, there's 177 of them up for 50K or below. A lot of those. I can't believe how cheap some of these All-Star game cards are. We might have got a little happy about when we bought one of those. Let me get some of these All-Star game cards. How many coins we got? I really got to sell this to Nathan McKinnon. But we're not. We're being greedy about it. We're gonna make sure we're gonna get some good coins in the Nathan McKinnon team of the year. But dang, look at that! I pick up that Robert. Is he in the game? If these guys are in the game, especially like a Bobrovsky. I mean, come on. All the goal has to do is win. And you're going to give this guy an 89, win one of 2 games. If you win 2 games, you have a 91. I mean, that's way more than I can't believe that cheap. Anyway, look at that. All these cards under 150K. 179 of them under 50K. And we just said it was 150K to build that player. So essentially, it's like, well, you can put in some untradables. Like, how do you want to spend those untradables? Because, a lot of people upgrade some of their players with their power-up collectibles, or build some other players when other master sets come out, maybe, and stuff like that. So it depends. Do you want to build for a card that's going to be the lower rating compared to other cards? And typically that's not the best investment. But here's the thing. Let's go to the 90 overall. So if you cost 287, so essentially 150K times 2, so 300K for 90 overall. And again, now these 90 overalls, I don't think as good as some of the 90 overalls on the market. So I think this is really important to note. There's 9 of them on the auction house, and Brayden Point is stellar. I can't believe he's always cheap. Look at that 94 speed. You have him, you have Mitch Marner, who's got a really nice card. I mean, JT Mo's got a nice, JT Mo's a little bit slower. Sebastian Aho is pretty solid card, but look, there's a lot of cards out here for under 100K. And we said it's 300K to build these cards. So essentially 300K, 150K, 50 more cards. There's a lot of players on 90 over, but there's a lot of cards out there for 150K. So to me, I'm saying I'm completely avoiding team builders unless, again, you're really close to an 84. But I'm not going any further. I took my 287s and built a Mike Modano. I'm gonna be honest, I regretted it. I really did, because statistically his card wasn't that much better. I just don't feel like he plays as good as the Robitaille and Joe Nieuwendyk did. I wish I could have him back, because again, the speed and the shot's so important. The faceoffs that those guys had as well. I get to always use them in a bottom 6 if necessary there, but nonetheless, staying in that direction, completely avoiding it. Because again, you could, even if you have half of them untradeable, you're still paying 150K for one of these cards, and you're stuck with that card unless you can upgrade it. That's the beauty of it. It was a well upgrade, but it's the same sort as a power up icon or an X Factor or some of these other cards. You can always upgrade them as well. So keep that in mind. Again, this is our personal advice, our own, opinion. You don't ever have to follow it. If you have, you want to build them, you want to build them. It's not a big deal. Do what makes you happy. Do what is best for your hut team here. But let's say I would have 87 to 90. I would assume what's going to happen. I could be wrong. We're going to get a new team builders coming here soon, and there'll be 93 overalls. And then after that, we'll see 96s and then 99s. If they go by that formula where they're +3 every time. But if you need a 2 for a 87 to a 90, you'll probably need 2 for a 90 to a 93, which means 600K for a 93 overall. And again, you just we won't even get the 600k. We'll just filter like 400k, and you're gonna get some 93 overall. So you're gonna get all the good ones just about. Actually, I mean, you have Quinn Hughes, you have Matthew Tkachuk, you have McDavid, and again, so it's just, to me, it's not worth it, because you got to remember, you're gonna play the long game. It's like, yeah, it's untradeable and everything, and you can put some untradeables toward. That's true, but I'm assuming, I could be wrong. You know, you could, I guess, 400k. I mean, you might have 600 untradables later on, but for 600 untradables, you could have dang near built a team of the year or something to upgrade all the time. So, you know, keep that in mind. You can constantly upgrade them, but you know, 600k for 93, then all of a sudden it's 1.2 for 96, and all of a sudden it's 2.4 for 99. So that's a pretty big tab you could be building up for a 99 overall. You probably could buy 2 or 3 of them, especially that time of the year. You can buy 2 or 3 of them. So right now, I think, you know, team builders are a great thing early in the year, because they was one of the best cards. It was the best cards in the game. But when they're not the best cards in the game, they're not really worth building, because there's so many other options at that same overall. So keep that in mind. Do as you would please. That's just our personal thoughts and opinion. As always, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time.